Yeah.
Big up.
What's going on outside? It's like the world's ending
It's
out
the
there.
tears of Arsenal fans realising that they're actually not playing till tomorrow.
You had to think about that because I could see where you were going
Yeah,
with that
I know,
answer.
I did.
It's
It's
not
chucking
Saturday
it
night.
down.
It's chucking it down.
Chucking it down.
Big up, big up. So yeah, unfortunately, we thought we were live and we were talking for like 10 minutes and then we went, oh, we're not live. We're not
Okay,
live.
9 minutes.
9 minutes 35 seconds.
Yes.
Really? Yeah, we'll call it. We'll round it up to 10. That's fine. But big up Jacob Bannister. Welcome to Gold. Big up Jacob.
Big up, Jake.
And big up to, there is another person, which I'm going to absolutely ruin your name, Essa Al-Shamari. Hopefully I got that one right. So
That's
big
actually
up.
wrong.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay. I apologise
No.
with that. So, Tottenham 2, Marseille 0. Bob, you've not obviously seen, we've still not seen
No, still not seen
Richarlison
Richarlison.
crying at the end of the game.
Never have I wanted to see a grown man cry more than Richarlison, apparently, celebrating with his family. So, no, we can't deny that the performance wasn't great. We said that, and the fact they went down to 10 men helped. It's just one of those consistent review of a game where we've said we've played poorly but got the result.
Yep.
The result did matter more today, purely and simply. It was the first game in the Champions League. Points on the board was very important. It's just unfortunate the performance didn't match the occasion.
Yeah.
Because it was a massive occasion, man. And I just feel a bit let down because of that. A lot of players were off form. Hopefully, they're saving it all for a small matter of a City game at the weekend.
Yeah, small game at the weekend. Big up to Essa, member for 19 months. This is exactly why we paid 60 million for Rishi. Come on, you Spurs. Absolutely, that's why we paid the money. Came up with
That's the rain you can hear, guys.
Yeah, if you can hear the rain, we can't do anything about that. If you can't hear the rain, then, well, even better, but we can obviously hear it.
Regarding Richarlison, I'm not the sort of person who said I told you so, but I told you so. I actually, understandably, I don't believe in the whole 60 million is too much for a player. You know, I'm not an accountant, I'm a Spurs fan, I'm a football fan. The how much we pay for a player is a job of the money men within the club. What I saw was someone who's going to come in, and you know how much I fought his corner when people were slagging him off. Hey, it's the reason why he tweeted me.
Yeah. Did he tweet you?
He did tweet me, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And you were in a coma?
Oh, well, not while when
He tweeted you?
me. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was out of a coma when he tweeted me. But yeah, a lot of shit was going his way. I put together a nice video, as you do, sent it out. I didn't even tag him in, but he got wind of it and personally messaged me and said he liked it. But no, what I saw was a player who had a bit of shithousery about him, a bit of quality, a bit of fighting spirit, and a goal in him. And yeah, he's done well so far. The question is, I'm sure we're going to be asking all the people who's going to be coming on, is where is Richarlison with regards to a starting berth, ahead of Sané, behind Sané, or instead of Kulu, as well as Kulu. So we'll wait and see. You're having a bit of malfunction.
I've had a bit of malfunction, yeah. I didn't turn the charger on.
Oh,
and then
okay.
what happens when you don't turn the charger on is you lose power and that's it. So
You do.
Yeah, let's get straight into it. And the first caller is Rez.
Rez!
We can't hear Rez.
We can't hear Rez. What's going on?
No, it's okay.
What you doing?
It's all right.
No,
Oh, we
All
can
right.
hear you
No,
now.
we can hear you.
Is it
Not
you,
a
Rez?
problem.
Oh,
It
no,
was me.
we can hear you.
It was you. It's not you, it's me.
Oh, okay. What, were you on mute or what?
I was on mute. I
Oh,
was on mute.
schoolboy
I
error.
just want to throw the heads off. You know, I like to do that sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Go for it, Rez. Today's game, man.
Yeah. Okay. So it wasn't a legendary performance. It was a bit crap. Let's put it that way. But you know what? 7 games in. Sorry.
Seven.
And most of them, performance-wise, have not been champagne football. But we have won 5 and drawn 2 of them.
Mm.
Right?
When do we start worrying about the performances? Is it when
we
the
start-
performances go
when we
with
start-
the?
When we start dropping points,
Yeah.
when we start dropping significant points, that's when we start to worry, because right now we're getting results. Okay, I think we need to make peace with the idea that Conte's football is not the most attractive fare out there. Okay, you know, we had attractive football with Poch. That was us being treated, you know, but it didn't end with anything significant. Okay, that's not a criticism of Poch, just the way it happened to be. Right, we didn't win anything with him. No criticism of Poch. I loved what he did for us. Felt he should have been backed, but that's in the past. But we did play lovely football. If you offered me the choice between winning silverware and lovely football, I would take silverware right now. Okay, so if we keep playing badly but keep getting points and keep progressing in competitions, I'm satisfied. If we start losing regularly because of our performances, that's when it becomes a problem for me.
I'm trying to think, and I don't know what your thoughts are. I agree with you, Rez, and I certainly agree with you a lot more if we had this conversation last week. But I'm trying to remember playing good football and winning things. Nowadays, doesn't it come hand in hand? I can't remember the last time a poor footballing team won any silverware.
I'll tell you right now.
Go on.
Roma.
Yeah.
Roma won the Europa Conference League last season
With Jose football.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now look, in an ideal world, of course, yes, of course, we want beautiful football and we want to win things. But for whatever the actual reason is, and the only reason I say that is because I don't want to delve into it right now, we are not one of those clubs like Man City who spend huge amounts of money, you know, and can get all these wonderfully technically gifted players and build a super team, right? So for us, we have to make do, and we have now gone. What is it? It's 13 years now, is it, since we won a trophy? 14 years. That's ridiculous. I actually did a calculation. It is now our 4th longest trophy drought in our history. And 2 of the bigger ones had world wars in them. Okay. So we have got to think about whether or not we are willing to sacrifice. For me, I want a trophy more than I want beautiful football right now.
And today specifically, Rez, was the performance irrelevant to an extent? Was it all about the points, or the fact that we haven't been great all season? We ideally wanted the performance and the result today.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, the thing to bear in mind is that you can have a good performance but still play unattractive football.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't put in a good performance today. Okay, it was a struggle. However, I will argue that Marseille are not a pushover. Marseille are pretty strong opposition. Yeah, I understand it's Ligue 1, you know, it's French opposition. But sorry, excuse me, I'm just going to close my window. The rain was distracting. Actually, I've got groupies out there and they just keep screaming. There's nothing.
That's what I thought.
Rez, you're on WeAreTottenhamTV. Rez, can I have your autograph?
Please pay us.
Give
us the money. We've been sitting for 2 hours.
That's it. You know, I've already taken them, you know, tea and hot soup, but they still around. You know, and I'm on the 2nd floor as well, so that makes it even worse.
Yeah.
No, so yeah, I mean, today's performance was not good, but Marseille are a strong team, you know, even though they're Ligue 1. and they did pressure us and they did throw us off our rhythm, and that will have contributed to our poor performance. The key will be over. Whoa.
Yes, that
I
is the
got that
thunder and
right.
lightning, guys, just in case.
You heard that, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, the key here is getting to a point where when we are pressured like that, we keep our composure and we discover our rhythm and hold our rhythm. That will come with time. Okay. There are still problems in that. I think that the squad is still thin. We do need to we still need to strengthen. We didn't take the opportunity to strengthen as much as I think we could have done this summer, but it's done now. What can we do? You know, we just got to hope that people learn. I mean, I'm probably a forlorn hope, but hope that we learn our lesson. And one of the things that I really wanted to talk about was the fact that the sort of weakness in the squad is not being helped by Heung-min Son. Okay. Now, I will go on record and say this right now. I love Heung-min Son. He, for me, is my favorite current Spurs player, right? I love him to bits. I absolutely adore him. And for more than 2 years, I've been calling him Mr. Tottenham for me over Harry Kane. Okay. So if you say to me that I'm a Son hater, you're a twat, right? But he is not playing well. Okay. And the club I love more than Son. So if Son is not contributing or if Son is causing a problem, for the good of the club, something needs to be done. Whether that's being dropped, whether that needs being continuing to be played so he comes into form, that's not my decision to make. That's Conte's. Okay. But saying he's playing badly is not a hatred of Son.
No.
In actual fact, it's love of Son, because we expect him to play at a higher level because he has done. He is one of, if not the best left winger in the world or left inside forward in the world. Okay. He should be playing well. There is a reason why he's not playing well. Whatever that reason is, I'm hoping that Conte will be dealing with that. But right now, he's not playing well. That is the truth. That is not an agenda.
That is going to be the question I'm going to be asking all the callers: is our front three now for City? Well, I mean, we can't go by the past. The Son does always play well against Man City,
Yeah,
but should we stick with Son against City, or is it time for Akulu, Kane, and Richarlison?
Of the four forwards that we would have available against City, if you were to rank them by performances this season, top would be Kulu, then Richarlison, then Kane, then Son. Yeah.
Okay.
It is as simple as that. Son has been the worst of the four. So what do? You want to pick your best three. The best three would be, at the moment, Kulu, Richarlison, Kane. Yeah? But that, again, that's not my decision to make. That's Conte's decision to make and what he thinks is best for the team. The one thing that irritated me is some of the ridiculous analysis coming out. Yeah, so Son got the red card. No, the defender being stupid got the red card. If a player can get a red card, why doesn't Son get the opposition sent off in every game? It's not something that you can choose to do. It is a mistake by the opposition. All right. The other one I saw, oh, yes, Son was there to stretch the defense. No, he's there to assist and score goals. Every member of the front three is there to stretch the defense. That's why you switch play. Okay. So I'm saying to these people, stop being blinded by Son love. If you truly love the club, you love the club first and then you love Son. And it is not hating Son to criticize his current performance levels.
When someone's poor, you need to ask. You talk about the front three, Rez. Final question. I'm sorry, Ranjit, you know, you've been asked one. But I'll ask away. So sorry, Ranjit, you know, you've been asked a question, another line.
No, that's fine.
But Richarlison, man, tell us. Talk to me.
Oh, mate, he's on fire. He's absolutely on fire, okay? And I'm not surprised by it, because when you look at the history of this guy, he is so driven. He is so ambitious. He wants to reach the pinnacle of football if he can. And everywhere he's gone, he excels. He always ups his level, right? So at Watford, he was one of their best players. And this is just in England. I'm not even talking about before then. In Watford, he came in, was an unknown quantity, and turned himself into one of their best players. At Everton, he was, going to a mid-level club, if you like. No disrespect to Everton, that's what they are at the moment. He went to a mid-level club and basically became their best player. Yeah. Now he's come into the upper brackets. Okay. And he is already demonstrating that drive because he never gives up. Never. I've never seen his head drop. And that's not just here. I mean, other clubs. Never seen his head drop. Never seen his performance become lackadaisical. I saw a comment by an Everton fan when he transferred to us saying, "You will fall in love with this guy," and it has already begun because I want him to have my babies.
Okay, and on that note, Rez. First of all, final thing from me. Big up for Saturday and being our vicar. A very much like Joey from Friends. And your fault. But yeah, no, Rez, some valid points there, mate. We'd love to sit here and chat to you all night. But there are a plethora of guests in the back room.
That's a Rez word.
That's a Rez word. I had to use a Rez word when talking to Rez. So yeah, big up. And
it's because you're rubbing off on me. You're rubbing off on me. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or you're rubbing off on me, or I'm rubbing off on you. Yeah.
Well, it's too much rubbing.
So it's too much rubbing. It is getting nearly past 11 o'clock. So yeah,
it is that time.
Yeah, get some lotion and the tissues out. Big up, Rez, and we will speak to you soon.
And get a haircut.
Absolutely. Take care.
I will. Get a haircut. Oh my word. Right, who have we got next in the back room? Let's see. Vinny,
we have
good?
Asan.
Oh, okay. He didn't even let me introduce Asan. He's just like, right, get him in before I make another mistake.
Oh, yeah.
How you doing, Asan?
Doing good, guys. How are you?
Good. Undefeated. I'm undefeated in competitive games. We're not going to talk about Roma.
No.
But I'm undefeated in games doing the watch-along, so I'm over the moon. Bob, obviously...
I'm on a winning streak.
You're on a winning streak?
Yep.
Okay.
One win.
No,
2 wins. 2 wins. 2 wins. It was Leicester game. Asan, man, tell us about today. How did you see the performance as a whole? Happy with the points? Disappointed with the performance?
Yeah, that probably sums it up the best. I think another average performance. First half, we just seemed scared. I think to come out of our shell. We just seemed sort of happy to sit back, which I guess is how Conte plays, but like there was zero pressing. Like every now and then Bentancur would make a run through the midfield to their forwards, but other than that there wasn't really much happening. So every time they had the ball, they just kept the ball until they made a bad pass. And they didn't make too many bad passes, which is what frustrated me because we didn't have the ball. And then every time we did get the ball, the passes were sloppy. We couldn't string together. People were just moving out of the way and balls were going off. And I was just waiting till half time to come because it was a really boring thing to watch. We were both playing the same formation. So when we had the ball, they sat back.
Yeah.
When they had the ball, we sat back. So it's just... And
that was the frustrating bit, wasn't it, mate? It was... Marseille weren't that good as well. You know, you could accept... not lethargic, but if we're losing the ball against a team who are constantly pressing us and keeping possession, but Marseille weren't that great, man, and we weren't any good ourselves.
Like against City next week, we'll play the exact same way that we did today. But since City tried to pass so much, they'll make some mistake with their passing because they try to pass it around so much, and then we'll hit them on the break because they play such a high line. Next week, our performance will be good. Whether we'll get the points, different story, but our performance will be better. Against teams like this, we need some creativity. And on the left, I don't think Perisic had an amazing game. But the thing about Perisic is you just give him one moment, and that cross into Richie for his first goal was pinpoint. And then you move on to the opposite side, and Emerson's just, I don't know how he's our right wing back in UCL. Like, I can't.
Did you not think he had a good game, Asan?
Defensively, maybe, but he
And
didn't make a single
attackingly?
cross that was, I mean, did he make a
No,
single
it
cross
wasn't
that
good
was
attacking.
accurate?
No.
No, it wasn't.
I didn't think he made a
great
single cross that
attacking.
was accurate.
I think
And
intent, wasn't it, Asan? Certainly in that first half. I think
yeah,
out of all the
he always
players,
has energy. He always
exactly.
has energy.
And I
But-
think the fact we have to not rely, but look at the fact that Emerson had a good game for us to say he was our best player in that first half, kind of shows where how back we were.
of course.
Does it worry you? Does it worry you that the fact that we are? I don't want to be a hypocrite because I said there's nothing wrong with playing badly but getting results, but we're doing it many a times. I think Fulham and Southampton are the two probably the best games we've had this season. But does it worry you that we aren't performing, or are you? Is it irrelevant at the moment because we are getting the points?
It just depends how sustainable it is, because we're going to get to the stage where we lose a game, and then it's going to be a lot more of a deal, because right now, since we're getting points, people are sort of just saying, oh, we'll get better, but we haven't, and it's been 6-7 games now, and apart, like you said, from Southampton and Fulham, it's been pretty poor. It's been one half.
So, Asan, if we play this badly on Saturday but beat Man City and go top of the league, would you be happy or unhappy?
I mean, obviously, you got to be happy if you beat Man City and go top of the league, but I would be still cautious and a bit concerned, because we still have players who aren't playing to their max, and we'll get onto that, but you want to see good performances coupled with good points, because then it feels like you've earned those points, right? Had the red card not happened today, who knows what would happen? It would have been, in my opinion, it would have been 0-0. I don't think they were going to score. I don't think we would have scored.
Yeah.
I would think it would have been a 0-0. I think that red card, obviously, when you're 10 men, you're going to create spaces. So it was one of those games where we were fortunate with that red card and we made the most of it. And yeah, I want to move away from the negatives, because at the end of the day, we've won our opening Champions League night, and credit to Richarlison, £50 million signings, or 60 million if you count the add-ons and everyone, turned the corner, waste of money, he didn't do anything at Everton, blah, blah, blah. And you saw today that he did what he had to do. He's there to score goals, and he scored. The first header was, maybe the keeper could have saved, but the second header was...
keeper was shit on that one, let's be honest.
Amazing. The second header was amazing, and it showed how much it means to him. And look, it's great, because Sonny's still poor, right? So we have someone else to score the goals. Kane didn't score, so Richarlison was there, and that's what we've been wanting, because whenever Kane and Son aren't firing, we're sort of useless. But that's not the case this time. So massive positive there. And on Sonny, look, he has to bench him now. But I wasn't saying that, the last couple of games, but you gotta start to think how much of an impact is he actually having.
What was it about tonight's game, Asan, that you thought Sonny was poor? I agree with you, by the way. But what is it specifically that he did tonight that didn't help?
There's just things you can see. You can see that he's not taking on men as... His dribbling's a bit off. I remember there was one particular dribble where his touch was a bit off and he just lost the ball. And you don't see this stuff. Look, it's unbelievably high standard that Son has set. And when he drops below that, obviously he'll get criticism. But it's progressively just the same type of performance, right? And I just think that we have to try Richarlison on the left and Kulusevski on the right. I think we have to. Whether he'll do that for Man City, I doubt it. I don't think he'll do that for Man City. I think he'll stick with Son. But in my opinion, we have to give him a rest, give him something different. It's not this repeatedly hoping that he gets better hasn't worked. So you have to try something different.
And
if it hurts him,
7 games, isn't it, Asan? It's not like he's not had a chance. So the question of the night is: do we start with Kulu, Kane, and Richarlison against City? I'm assuming Your answer would be
No,
yes.
I would say yes, but I don't think it will happen. It
No.
will be Son,
Okay.
Kane. I think it'll be Richarlison again. I don't think there's any reason to drop him. I mean, you can't score 2 goals in the UCL, then be like, oh, get out of here. And when Kulusevski came on a right wing back, I think we looked a lot better. Obviously, the red card happened and stuff. But look, the reason why Emerson starts is because he's better at defending. Conte always says he likes guarantees. He wants, solid guarantees. That's why Eric Dyer, he praises him because he's always like, that average kind of performance. And Emerson will always give you defensive guarantees. So Conte's sacrificing. Like, Doherty's not the best defender, but he gives more going forward. So Conte doesn't want to lose, but he's sacrificing winning for that by putting Emerson at right wing back. So if he trusts Kulusevski enough to defend, by all means put him at right wing back, because I think he'll be so much more fluid on the right hand side with him there. But yeah.
And creativity you mentioned, haven't you, Asan? So it's going to be, if there is going to be creativity, and creativity is going to come from our wing backs. There's no, and Kulusevski is in the frame. There's no competition there. I don't think it'll happen against City. I think, like you, with Emerson being so solider. Yeah, that's the new word. We've just made up. I think he'll start against City.
I think against those teams he starts anyway, because we sit back anyway, so all he has to do is defend, really.
100%, man.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah. Big up, Asan. We've got some more people in the back, so we want to try and get
no
through.
Worries.
And we'll see you again soon. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Asan.
Big up, Asan. And who've we got? We've got Kyle.
It's me. It's Kyle Richarlison Vineyard.
I can't see you properly, lads. I'm going to have to turn my phone better.
That's all right.
That's all right, mate.
That's all right.
You want to see us better, don't you?
You don't want to see us any better, mate.
No, you don't actually. You don't. Just turn it off. Turn it off.
You don't want that. You don't want that.
Tell us, Carl. what was your thoughts on the game? Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
Thoughts
on the game then, Kyle?
Well, first half, I thought we were pretty poor. As Glenn Hoddle said, first half we were pretty poor, but second half we were brilliant. Like, Richarlison scores because Bob's best friends with him on Twitter.
There you go, man.
Yeah, and the funny thing is Glenn Hoddle done an impression of Kulusevski saying, boy, you've been shit first half, I'm going to come on and help us win the game, man. That's what he did. So I got to say, first 3 points on the board. Next up, Man City. Like, we all know Son loves a goal against them. He scored, 7 in his last 8 appearances. So, but Richarlison has to start for me. He didn't get his first Prem goal, but he got 2 Champions League goals on his debut. So, what a way. This man's on fire.
Do you think Richarlison playing so well, it's making Kulu and Sonny have got loads of credit in the bank. Sonny's got loads, but the fact that Richarlison's playing so well, is that making them think we've got to up our game? And that's a good thing to have, isn't it?
Yeah, that is. I think they've got loads of credit in the bank, as you said, but I think Conte's going to stick with Richarlison, Kane and Son, but you have to start Richarlison over Son, I think, because I know Son's been poor, he hasn't scored, but why are people saying Salim? Like, that's the biggest disgrace I've heard for years. Yeah, like, he will come good. Yeah, he will come good, he'll score, because look at Kane last season, he didn't turn up for training and he ended up scoring, and Sonny won the Golden Boot. So I think Kane will probably win it, but there's loads of games to play. But next up, Man City. Then we got Leicester, and then got Champions League to still play. But good game tonight, I thought.
You thought we did all right? Were you a bit disappointed, mate, with the performance? I mean, the result's great, and obviously 10 men help, but overall the performance, were you happy?
I was happy with the performance, because you got to be happy, ain't it? Because I know first half people were probably saying we were poor, as I said, but got to be happy with the performance. 3 points on the board in a group now. Yeah, I know we got Sporting Lisbon away, who just beat the Frankfurters, as David calls them, and one of our own, Marcus Edwards, scored. So got to give him a good reception. I know
Oh,
we're
wicked.
away. Yeah, Marcus Edwards. So he's probably gonna be. He probably watched the game, and yeah, it looks like Pochettino was right about him. So I miss him. I think he would have done great, but but he's in what Portugal playing for them, so
Yeah.
he's brilliant. So can't wait to play against him when we next play. But yeah, happy with the performance. Well, on Saturday, and I know,
Carl,
yeah.
sorry. Any tips? I know any tips for FPL, mate? Because I know a few of us are struggling. So what have you gone with, or have you not made any changes yet?
Obviously I've still got Kane and Kulusevski, but who else do I bring in Tottenham wise? I've not got Son because I probably have to bring in Richarlison up top. But yeah, but I've got Haaland and Mitrovic. But I've got to take out Mitrovic. I think I'm still not putting that Ford Salah in. I'm not because there's no
Yes,
important.
Carl. Fraud's Mo Salad.
Yeah, Ford Mo Salad. But yeah, so I'm not putting him in. I'm not because he's doing dog shit this season. He's only got one goal, and who's got more goals than him? Kane, and so he's got more than him. But Richarlison, yeah, Champions League wise, but so yeah, I'm definitely putting that Ford Salad in. Allow that. There's other people I'd rather put in. I'd rather put in Son, Richarlison, but yeah, got to go for Richie. While on Saturday he's going to score. He always seems to score, but not against Man City, as I call them. But they've been dropping points, and so yeah, let's beat Man City as we always do. We have their number. They haven't beaten us since they won the league the previous season, but this is our chance to end their unbeaten run, and we'll be the only invincible team. So let's do this. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Big up, Carl.
Big up,
Carl.
Richarlison. Big up, buddy.
Big up, Carl. He's got that lucky Kulusevski shirt on.
Yeah, man.
Big up, mate.
Big up.
Big up.
Good call, man.
Are you still awake, Vinny? Yeah. You're paying attention back there, or are you still talking?
Playing Tetris.
Yeah, playing Tetris or something. Yeah. Brilliant.
There is.
Who could this be? From one legend to another.
I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, okay.
It's only Brian.
Brian.
How
There you go. How you doing, mate?
How is everyone? We good?
Good,
Good,
brother.
mate.
How are you, man? How are you?
All good, all good. A lot more comfortable and relaxed now after getting the 3 points and the win. But it was hard watch, wasn't it?
It certainly was. I mean, until the sending off and then the 2 goals, I didn't know what we were going to talk about. If I'm honest, it'd been the quickest kind of post-match phone show, fan show, or fan phone show ever, because we'd have just gone. Yeah,
well,
okay.
I'm sure we would have thought of some quiz.
Yeah, a quiz.
Yeah,
or a game show.
Yeah. Brian, man, how did you look at the game overall? I'm asking the same question. Shit performance, good result.
Exactly, Bob, brother. It's another. I don't understand what it is with our very, very poor first halves. Another exceedingly poor half time. It's like Antonio Conte needs to light a rocket up their arse for the second half to get them doing stuff. Where surely he's done it at the beginning. Say, let's get up to a fast start. Let's do this. Few things. Hugo Lloris and punching that ball for no reason whatsoever. Watching, wow. I didn't know he became a volleyball player. It was like I was trying to set it up for someone.
There's no reason for him to punch it.
This is the thing, Bob. I think I've said this with you before. When he stops doing his passing around the back, he's now punching things that he should easily be catching.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why that concentration was. Bentancur's passing was very, very sloppy in the first half. Very, very sloppy in the first half. And it's just things we've got to get cut out of our game. We have to get this cut out of our game. Listen, like you said, and as Red said when he came on, we are playing shit and getting the wins or the results. We're undefeated.
Points,
so there's a lot to say for it, but it's not convincing. And if anyone's in the chat saying, "Oh, it was all part of Conte's game plan to close them in for the first," no. That was a shocking first half performance, especially with all the excitement and adrenaline from the fans and from the players. We're back in the big time. We're back in the big league. It was just a bad performance, but thank God for your mate, brother. Thank God for your mate, because this guy Richarlison is. I say it regularly. I got brainwashed by Simeon and yourself, and I am so happy to have been brainwashed in this department because he is very, very special. Very, very special.
I think he was a bit underrated. I think he went probably under the radar playing for a team like Everton. But I know Sean's in the back, and me and Sean had a conversation. I just had this feeling. I think he is that one player that you love to have on your team, but every other fan will hate from opposition. But there is a drive there, and I think someone touched on his story. Wherever he's gone, he's had to fight. Yep. And I'll put this to someone, and I'm stealing this off someone who mentioned this on In the Wall. Richarlison potentially, allegedly, had the choice of going to a team that were looking for an outright striker in Chelsea. Yet he chose to come to a team who had two of the best strikers in the world and who were the best three at the end. He thought, no, fuck that, I'm going there and I'm going to fight and earn my place. And my word, he's done that. So, kudos to Richarlison. Again, I'll repeat, I don't care about the fee. That's not my job. My only concern or my only wish is for any player who comes to Spurs is to make it better, and he certainly has. Sonny, Brian.
So you know what? It's got to the time now, and I'll have my piece on Son. It's very, very similar to Rez. It's very, very similar to Rez. I've come on here. This guy, Heung-min Son, means the world to Tottenham Hotspur supporters. He is as elite as they come.
Are we blinded by though, Brian?
I don't think. Do you know what? I think we are getting blinded by, and I see it in the chat here today. I see it in all the chats on all the shows I go on or watch. Oh, don't worry, he'll score against Chelsea. Didn't score against Chelsea. Don't worry, he'll score against Wolves. Didn't score against Wolves. Don't worry, he'll score against Forest, and so on and so on.
Yeah.
And it's just not happening. And one of the things I'm noticing with Heung-min Son right now is Heung-min Son is a player that plays on instincts. He literally blink and you miss it and it's in the back of the net. And he seems to be taking an extra touch and overthinking things right now because of all the stuff that's going on with him right now, whether it be from the fans, whether it be the pundits that are calling it out, whether it be from anything on social media. He's just not himself. And when you look at it, when Richarlison has come off the bench in the games that he came on, did he have an impact? Yes. When he started Saturday against Fulham, did he have an impact? Yes. Did Richarlison have an impact today? By God, yes. Most importantly, when Kulusevski came off the bench, did he have an impact in the game today? Yes, he did. And I'm afraid at the moment, Son just isn't. Now, that's not because, oh my God, he's a crap player. Oh my God, No, that's not what we're all saying. He is a human being. He has emotions. He goes through fitness issues. He needs to recover. He is just not on form. And do you know, if Kevin De Bruyne didn't start against us, Man City would be going, oh my God, Pep doesn't know what he's doing. Oh, he's giving in to fan pressure. They'd be like, okay. But that's what big teams do. And it's come to the point now where Richarlison is showing he is having a huge impact, not just with his finishing, but his work rate around the pitch and throughout 90 minutes. Whenever he gets the ball, the crowd are uplifted. And Kulusevski came on today and certainly added a bit. And the other part to it is with Manchester City, they're probably going Son, Kulu, and Kane, and probably training that way. And probably they're probably not planning for a Richarlison, Kane, and Kulusevski. And if the game isn't going well, bringing on a refreshed Heung-min Son with like 25, 30 minutes to go or however long, when Man City are tiring, that could do more good for Son than staying on the pitch again and having another performance like tonight, where every misplaced pass, every missed kick, every everything that goes wrong, you can hear the groans around the stadium now because we're all desperate for it to go right for him. That's what we are all desperate, wanting it to happen for him, but you can't force it. And you can't keep forcing and say, play till you get this right.
Yeah.
When you've got two players there that can come in and at the moment having an impact.
I think I agree with you to an extent. I used to be of that thinking, but Sonny needs a bit of freedom, I think. And yeah, benching him, resting him might give him that. But I don't know how off-form Sonny coming on against a City, if we need him, does that put extra pressure on him? And does that mean a shit performance puts him under even more pressure? I think Forest was probably the game where he could have been rested, and after a few goals up, he could come on and have play with a bit of freedom. I just think an off form. I don't know what you think, Ranjit, but resting Son, I agree with. Against Man City, I'm not too sure because if it's very unlikely we're going to be 4-0 up with a few minutes to go. You watch now, and bringing Sonny on to play with a bit of freedom. But if we're 1-0 down and we're looking for someone to come off the bench, does an off form Sonny help us? More importantly, does it help him? What do you reckon, Brian?
I mean, look. I guess for me, we know how he's played against City. It's a bit like the way we've played against City. Is that the game that's going to see him kick on? I don't know, but I think you're right. I don't see how you can have him come on in that City game with the confidence and the way that his form is, and he's going to do anything to change the game. And in fact, I think it'll probably make it even worse. Because then there'll be the people crying about, oh, look, Sonny came on, didn't make an impact. We told you, get rid of him, and all this nonsense that we're seeing, seeing people saying. So
all I'll say with that is also what you got to remember is if he is on the bench, he can see where Man City or Conte can be speaking to him, or one of the coaches say, look, this is where you go. Look, it's happening time and time. He's seeing it from a different angle. He's seeing it where it could be, okay, I can see that gap. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. And with the pace that he does have, with them being so into the game and not as fit and fresh as him, it would be him. But listen, I think when it comes to Son, this is going to be one, no matter what time of day you speak about it, no matter what game, it's always right now with the way things are. Let's talk about something that everyone agrees on. And can someone please tell our set piece coach to do everything in their power to take Harry Kane away from set pieces? If there's a set piece, he should wear a shock collar. So if he goes near it, we just give him a shock. Because this guy, me and Danny used to sing when I was with him, whenever there was a free kick, we used to sing, it's hitting the wall, it's hitting the wall, Harry Kane, it's hitting the wall. There is no... People say when Emerson crosses the ball, you might as well get the best you can hope for is a corner, or it'll probably go out of bounds for a throw-in or a goal kick to the other team. But it's exactly the same with a Harry Kane free kick. It's just pointless. And it's getting ridiculous.
Outstanding performance, is it because of those 2 goals? Is it, Richie?
Yeah, I mean, listen, the whole team, I may have gone in on Son. The whole team were bad. Romero put in a couple of weak challenges.
Richie wasn't he, till then?
But they all were. Perisic tried his best. Obviously, his crossing is incredible. It's not one of these where we say there was a standout player. It was a poor team performance, but it was a poor team performance that got the victory.
Yeah,
that's the thing, and long may that continue, and hopefully that will carry on the empty had on Saturday. Let's just hope that happens. We know we've got Pepper Man City's number. Let's just hope, because if we play the first half as we have been, and Man City are on their A game, we will be fucked by half time.
It's going to be a long night. Big up, mate. I'll call you
Daigle.
after the show.
Big up everyone in the chat. Big up you two. Great show. And Bobby, I'll speak to you on your way home, brother.
Yeah, love you, man. See you later.
See you later. Ta-da.
Big up Brian Daigle. And we have Simte. I got his name right this time.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, third time lucky.
Is it Simte? He is shocked that you got his name right.
And He's laughing.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
there he is. Yeah,
we can hear you now.
We've got it right. Go, you go, man.
We got Simto. We got some connect. Your connection is poor again, mate. What is going on? Every time I'm on and you call in, we can't hear you. The first time I get your name right, and now we still can't hear you.
How is it now?
All right, here we go.
Hang on.
Give it a bit of time, Simtate.
Give me a bit of time, mate. Hang on.
Yeah. Put 50p in the meter.
Yeah. Sounded like you were going into the cellar with the dead bodies were.
It's only Saturday night.
No, Simte,
I'll be honest with you, mate. It's fucking worse.
It's worse. Yeah, Simte's gone. If we get him back, if you can reconnect Simte, and we'll try and get you back in.
Yeah.
Sim's telling me what to do. Thanks, Sim.
What's he saying?
I don't know. He's telling me to tell Simte to reconnect and come back in.
Reconnect.
What I was doing, Sim. Thank you.
Never seen this next guest.
I've never seen. Is this the next guest coming on, or is it? It
no
can't be
idea.
the next guest coming on.
Or
is he?
Who's this?
Maybe he is.
Hey! Big up. Big up.
How's it going, guys?
All good, man.
Mate.
All good.
Did you miss that shower on the after the game, or did you manage to get back in without getting soaked like?
Does
most
it look
people
like I've
did?
missed the shower? I'm drenched head to toe.
I don't know, mate. I can't tell.
Ben, I was saying I was gutted, man. I couldn't make the game. I was absolutely envious and jealous of all you guys. After 45 minutes, I was glad. Man, was there booze at half time?
There was a few, but I completely disagree about booing at halftime, especially when you're looking at Spurs right now. Yes, the performances haven't been great, but we're getting the job done, man. We're getting the job done, and that's what it's all about. Performances will come. I'm pretty sure of it. But at the end of the day, again, we left it late, but we got the job done, and that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Is it though, Ben? I agree with you. My first 3-4 games, first 3 games, I was like, you know what? If we can say same thing for Liverpool and City and Arsenal not playing well and getting points, how long do we go with the narrative of it's okay if we play shit but we still get the points? When does it start worrying you?
When we start dropping points.
Yeah, that's the thing. And how do we turn it around? By doing something we've not done all season and start playing.
I think this is completely different to the start of the Nuno.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
When he won 3 games, everyone could see that there was no real light at the end of the tunnel. We weren't creating chances too much. I know today we didn't create much, but I think for the most part of the season we have been creating and haven't been conceding too many clear-cut chances. Lloris hasn't made too many saves this season, so I think that performances will come. I'm pretty sure of it. And today was an off day. I mean, big players didn't turn up today. I think Perisic was poor today.
Yeah.
Sonny poor again today. Bentancur didn't have the greatest game. I think that a lot of players, for some reason, just didn't turn up today. I can't put my finger on what it is, to be honest.
And that's what I was saying on the stream. The occasion, man. Champions League under the lights. It's the occasion. I'd love to say it got to some of the players, but I don't think it did. I just think we didn't perform. I'm with you with regards to Sonny. I've always loved him. I think you and Sim both are in the love camp when it comes to Son.
Who isn't, man?
But where are we with him, man? What is? No one could put the finger on. Everyone wants him to do well. I was at the first game at Southampton after the first 15, 20 minutes. We saw a change, but how long do we, like Brian says, how long do we give? He'll do it in this game. He'll do it in this game. He'll do it in this game. When we've got 2 options out there, Richarlison and Kulusevski, who are in better form.
Yeah, and I think that when you're looking at Richarlison and Kulusevski, you're probably looking at 2 players who are putting themselves really forward. Richarlison, it's really harsh if you don't put him in the next game. I think Kulusevski as well came on and did really well today. It's harsh if you don't play him. Sonny is a bit of the odd one out at the moment, unfortunately. But having said that, we know he's got the quality. We know he's going to turn it around at some point. And I think every season, people put this narrative on Sonny that, oh, he needs to come out of the team, and every season he proves everyone wrong. So I think that with Sonny, when you've got Man City coming up, he's the danger man against Man City, and he's the one that hurts Man City every single time we play them. So unfortunately, I think we've got to persist with him. I really do, especially in the next game. And if he has an off game against Man City, then you probably take him out the team for Leicester.
That's it. That's the question, isn't it? When does the credit run out? Sonny's got I would say he's probably got the most credit in the bank when it comes to, from last season. He carried us at the beginning of last season. Yeah. Well, when does that credit run out? Well, we're all hoping, we're all wishing that it comes against City.
Good. Again, like I'm saying about the performances, I think we're going to come good. And to be honest, we did step up against Fulham. It was probably our best performance of the season against Fulham. But again, today, back to not great. I mean, in the first half, Guendouzi was smashing us. I mean, he was performing so well. And when you got an Arsenal reject doing that at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, something's a bit wrong. But having said that, we got there in the end once again. We got there in the end. And it seems to be a common theme that we're not in the best displays, but we're winning. So, I mean, what do you guys do? What do you guys think? Like, what can we do to improve things? Because I'm at a loss, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of resounded myself to think that that's how we're going to play, and we're still going to get the results. And I think, like with you, Ben, is that it's not going to be an issue until the results, until the results are reflected. The results we lose. Let's say we lose the first game against City on Saturday, and then we don't have a reaction against Sporting, and that's a draw, let's just say. And then we're going into Leicester thinking, we haven't won in 3 games. It's going to put a bit of doubt in a lot of people's minds. But yeah, I don't know what the fix is, and I think we were talking about it with Sean Butler in the fact that Perisic is playing so far up on that left-hand side, it's almost suffocating Son. And he's not had that before, because obviously with Davis and Davis wasn't getting as advanced as maybe what Perisic is. So he hasn't got the space that he's normally got to. He's also not had, he's not had the pressure of Richarlison. I just don't know. I just feel that we need to. There's something that's just not clicking. We're not being as ruthless as we were.
The pressure thing.
I don't think it's a tactical thing. I really don't think it's a tactical thing. Because you're seeing him every time he gets the ball is bouncing off him. He has a terrible shot. He does a terrible pass. That's not a tactical thing. That's something within himself. And also, like, every time he misses a chance, you can see him really beating himself up. I mean, you can see the confidence levels are really, really low with Sonny. And I think that's what it boils down to. I don't think it's a tactical thing. I really don't. Because I think Sonny has got enough quality. Whatever you do with him tactically, he's going to thrive at some point.
I think the pressure side, the guy's a god in South Korea, man. There's pressure there. There's pressure there. And his dad's going to constantly put him under pressure. So I don't think it's pressure. We did get the job done, like you said, Ben, because of my mate, Boo Boo, otherwise known as
your best mate. Has he texted you already after the game?
Yeah. He keeps on sending me selfies. I can't be arsed at the moment. But Richie, man, how does the crowd feel? When I was at Southampton game, obviously he couldn't play. He was suspended. But what's the vibe towards Richarlison when he plays and today's performance, man?
I came into the stadium today and it was the most packed I've ever seen it, the concourse.
Wow.
And everyone was singing Richarlison's name with that song, and it was absolutely bouncing in there before kickoff, and you could really see the sense of occasion. But I think the whole fan base is completely taken to Richarlison. I mean, he's a fan favourite already. He really is. And when we scored, obviously there was that relief because we finally got. But to see it was Richarlison, I think everyone was just so happy for him, and you could see his emotions after the game as well, running over to his family with a tear in his eye. I mean, it was just such a nice moment to see that, because you could see really what went into him.
That was his dream, wasn't it? He said he wanted to play in the Champions League, play, to be man of the match. Easy thing to do in a performance like that, but to get 2 goals as well.
Yeah, and look, I think the second goal for me was far better than the first one.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm honest, I think the keeper flapped a little bit.
Yeah, the first one.
But the second goal, the cross from Højbjerg and the way that Richarlison just span round and just bang that in. That was quality.
Great cross from Højbjerg as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Ben, how do we up our game against City, mate? Because we have to.
I mean, it's going to be a completely different game against City, isn't it? A completely different game. We're going to be trying to hit them on the counter. That's when Son's going to come alive. I think Richarlison can do it as well. I mean, Sim made a great point to me in the game when we were talking.
Oh, yeah. That's a face.
I know. Still. Yeah, I think Ben's cut off there. He's
or Vinny's cut him off.
Or Vinny's cut him off. Yeah.
Training again.
Yeah. Big up, Ben. Thank you.
Big up, Ben.
You know, glamour, beauty, elegance. You know, Sim wasn't available, so we got Ben instead. So hey, you know, shit happens. But big up, Ben. Thanks for coming on, man. Thanks
and this next guest.
Talking of elegance and beauty.
Yeah.
And,
That's a nice link.
and glamour. No, it's Michael. How you doing, man?
What's up, lads? Yeah, just Bob, you have to go to that stream and save the face because it's a perfect 181 one face.
Big up. Yeah. We were thinking that, but yeah, we'll have to do that. I'm gonna have to clip it. Clip it.
Exactly.
Big up, Mark. You're smiling, man. I bet you weren't smiling after 45 minutes.
Oh, fuck off. Jesus Christ. I was sitting on the edge of the sofa. Yeah, bye guys. I'm taking over the stream. No, but on a serious note, I probably felt the same way that like everyone else did, right? It was like the first half performance was I don't want to use like the word shambolic, but it kind of was. If you know what I'm saying. Like, I seriously didn't enjoy that 45 minutes of football. And to be honest, up until the red card, we weren't better. So, and even though we haven't lost this season yet and, everything is going well, I was worried that, that this will be a typical Spurs night, if you know what I mean. Like, it's Tottenham after all. Yeah. And, I still don't have like this feeling out of me yet, so but fortunately all things ended up well. And just because I know we've already started talking about our game, but I have to laugh at Liverpool. Like, what the fuck were they doing? Jesus. Like, big up my man Piotr Zieliński for scoring 2 goals and assisting 1. Yeah, just I'm so happy to see them lose, and a perfect night for me. Also, Lewandowski scored a hat-trick, so as a Pole, I'm really happy. As a Tottenham fan, I'm really happy right now. So what else is there to say?
100%, man, 100%. Do you think is it impossible answer to this question? But do you think we would have won without that red card?
I think like the most probable outcome would be a 0-0 in my opinion, because they honestly they didn't seem like creating that much. No. Or did I freeze too? Guys, did I freeze?
No.
Oh, okay, I'm back. Sorry. They didn't seem like creating much, and honestly, neither were we. So. Yeah, I think it would have been like the duelest 0-0 you could have probably predicted. But fortunately, the red card happened. And, as much as Son wasn't great this game again, he has to take some credit for that run and for like winning us that red card, right? So, but I think we are at the point where we should probably consider benching him, which is a set of words that really hard to say, but
is he running out of credit? Is he running out of credit then, Mark? In your opinion,
I mean, depends on what kind of credit you mean. Like, is it? Am I going to start to hate him or whatever? No, of course not. He's like my favorite.
I mean, the chances
player, right?
for him to turn it around, like Brian said, against Forest is going to do it. Against tonight, Marseille is going to do it. He's going to do it against other teams, and he's not against West Ham. So is it a case of putting him out of the team because simply, regardless of how he's carried us at times, he's just not good enough right now? There's nothing wrong with saying that.
Yes, yes, of course, of course. I've been saying it myself. Like I believed in him, and I even said before the West Ham game that I think he should be benched, or benched, or maybe rested, because the benched word is kind of a taboo in our community recently, unfortunately. But yeah, I feel like he should have been rested even back then. 2 games after, I still think that honestly he would use it probably. The thing is that, and it's the thing that we are all talking about, whether his confidence is really low right now, and maybe that will like kill him pretty much, right? But on the other hand, when maybe he like has some time to reconsider how he plays, watch the game, maybe be a power sub and score like a Wardy, and suddenly we have our Sony back. So yeah, I also, by the way, speaking of players, I want to big up Højbjerg for this performance, and in general for this season so far. I think that he has been a key player for us, and he has been showing like a lot of good skills. 2 goals already, an assist today. I think he assisted one of the previous
He
goals.
did, yeah.
Yeah, I am really happy with his
Scored
performances.
twice as well this season.
Yeah, yeah. Really nice performances from him. But in general, the team wasn't good today. Like, what the fuck was Loris doing when that high ball came to him, and he suddenly decided to punch it for whatever reason? Like, he had all the time and possibility to catch it, and he put our team in a difficult situation. So yeah, like he wasn't good. Frankly speaking, Romero wasn't that good.
No.
Like Perisic struggled. Royal was doing his best, but we all know that's not really up to the standards. Even Richarlison and Kane weren't good that game. Neither was Bentancur. So yeah, in general, it wasn't a good performance, but I'm happy that we won it. And it's in my opinion, it's amazingly important to get 3 points in the first CL fixture, because we win this against Sporting at home and Frankfurt at home, and we are pretty much have a guaranteed advancement to the round of 16. So yeah, I'm really happy. I'm positive about it. And yeah, bring on City, right?
Absolutely, absolutely, Michael. And this is the most happy I've seen you, because the last time I saw you,
yeah.
There was all sorts of words coming out of your mouth.
Really?
Yeah.
What game was that?
Yeah.
West Ham.
West Ham, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't happy after the West Ham performance.
Michael, I said at the beginning of the stream, I think the West Ham game has been our poorest performance of the season so far. I think the first 45 minutes came a close second, but yeah, the fact we couldn't beat a average West Ham team really disappointed me. Talk to me about Richie, man.
Yeah, I am so happy for him. Like,
what were your thoughts before you start? What were your thoughts when we brought him in? The money and whatever.
So when I was thinking about the transfer window, I knew that we were going to bring a backup striker or backup forward, let's say. But I honestly expected that we would spend more money in the backline, and the backup forward will be like someone of, like, let's say 10 to 20 million range. And I was surprised that we decided to go for Richarlison. But I've seen him plenty of times putting good performances, putting good shifts. I know that he has a lot of heart, and he is showing that, like, in all the performances he had so far. So yeah, I was looking forward to him playing in our shirt, and finally he scored a goal, which wasn't ruled out, right? And yeah, he brings so much emotion into the game, because there are some players that are clinical, that are ruthless, but they aren't, they don't bring crowds with them, right? And he is exactly the opposite. He's so emotional. He's a shithouse. He loves playing for the team that he's playing for, right? He kisses the badge. It means a lot to him. And you could even see that by his reaction after the game, when he went to his family and he cried, and that's really heartwarming. And I'm so happy for him, because I know that he's a player of enough quality to start in the Champions League team and to score in Champions League. And I know that it is extremely important for him that he got that goal, because it's also about proving something to himself, right? You could see that he was so gassed when he scored, and I was gassed with him, and I was so relieved when we scored. Like, because I was sitting with my girlfriend, she was like doing something on her phone. I was sitting on the edge of the sofa, you know, all stressed out. And when he scored, I just laid back down and I was like, "Fuck yeah, finally!" Like,
Finally.
yeah.
And Sporting away next, Michael. More of the same. Well, hopefully better.
Yeah, hopefully better. I've watched like parts of their game today.
They played well.
They played really well. They dealt with Frankfurt. Even they were solid defensively because Frankfurt was on their case in the first half, but they were solid enough in defense, and they punished them in the second half. So yeah, I think it will be a tough match, and because plenty of people said that Sporting is the weakest team in the group. I personally think it's Frankfurt. Just because of the performances they've been putting in Bundesliga this season. And yeah, I feel this will be a tough match, but I'm looking forward to it because, hearing the Champions League anthem and our players on the pitch, it's a lovely feeling.
Getting goosebumps here, weren't we?
Yeah. I had such goosebumps. It was an amazing feeling.
Wicked, Michael.
Brilliant, Michael. Big up, mate. Glad to see you smiling.
See you Saturday night.
See you Saturday night.
See you Saturday night, guys. Bye.
Yeah,
cheers, Michael. Thank you, mate. Is that it? Yeah. That is it?
Oh, brilliant.
We've done it.
Oh, not brilliant, but
well, I mean, it's not brilliant, but it's getting late, right?
Yeah.
And we're getting old, so.
Yeah.
Look, obviously, Tottenham 2, Marseille 0. 7 games undefeated. Another clean sheet. If we get a point at City, or even a win would be better. But if we get a point at City, it will be our best start to the Premier League ever.
Yeah.
So look, Spurs fans, we're in for a roller coaster, right? And it's going to be a roller coaster of emotions. The next game is Saturday, 5:30 at the Etihad. The watch along on Saturday will be Danny Kyriakou. And Sai is back, so hopefully the studio will be in one piece. It was there he broke, and a few other places. So look, Danny and Sai will be here on Saturday. Bob will be back next Tuesday for Sporting for the watch along, and I won't be back until the North London derby because I'm going on honeymoon on Monday. So big up.
Where are we going?
We're Dubai and the Maldives.
Oh, nice one.
So maybe I might have to call in. I might not.
And does Laura know we're going?
Oh yeah, no, Laura doesn't know that we're going. Yeah, everyone, guys, thank you for all of your comments tonight.
Subscribe to SSS. You getting close to 1,000?
I was going to say I was coming to that, and you just interrupted me.
Sorry.
So
yeah, subscribe. See you later.
No, right. So, thank you to everyone in the chat. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you to the new members that joined earlier. If you like what Bob has to say, go on to Bob Spur TV, like and subscribe. Come over to Shelfside Spurs. We are 262 away from 1,000. Obviously, would be a massive milestone. We added over 100 since me and Rez did the watch along last week. So big up to all of you in the chat that went to like and subscribe. Ben and Sim will be here tomorrow, and the next day they will also be at the game on Saturday. And that's all we've got for tonight. Bob, any final words?
Yep. And that was it.
Okay, cool.
There you go.
Thanks, everybody. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.